Welcome to Click to Coach training. In this video, I'll show you how to create different types of evaluation template questions. If you haven't already watched the Adding Evaluation Template Categories video, please do so before going further. Let's start by navigating to the Evaluation Templates area and opening a working template for editing. In the Templates page on the Recordings tab, we'll select Unpublished. Now we can right-click the template we started in the previous video and select Edit. And here's the Edit Evaluation Template worksheet. Let's select Add Question within the category named Opening. Now we type the question in the text field. This kind of question is called a foundation question. These can always be scored by direct observation. Anyone evaluating this recording will be able to tell if the agent used the customer's name. Let's make this a simple yes/no question type. The system creates two answers for you, one for yes and one for no. Since this is a scored template, we will need to assign point values to the different responses. These points add up as the evaluator answers the questions and creates the agent's score for that call. To do this, we check the Values checkbox. Let's put 5 for yes and leave the default value of 0 for no. This gives the agent 5 points for saying the customer's name. Let's now click Add Question again and create a basic multiple choice question where you can pick only one answer from the choices offered. In Click to Coach, these are called single answer questions, so we'll leave single answers selected as the type. We'll type the question text and add 3 responses. This one is a finesse question, which means that it's more subjective than the foundation questions. This question allows evaluators to call out exceptional performance or identify training opportunities. We'll assign different values for each response. The style options control how this question's responses will be displayed when the form is used. You have a drop-down option, which displays the responses in a drop-down list, a list option, which shows them in list form, and a radio button option. We'll use the radio option here. We can also add an NA response, which gives the evaluator the ability to remove that question and its associated point values from that instance of the form. The form would then be scored as if the question did not exist. To the left of the responses, we have arrows that let us move a response up or down in the list for that particular question. For example, we could move the NA option to the top of the list. But because we always want to require an answer to this question, we'll remove the NA option by clearing that checkbox. Now let's create a multiple answer question within the Process category. Here, we're building a checklist of independent items that can be grouped together under a single question. Because this is a multiple answer question, the evaluator can choose more than one of the offered responses. The Style checkbox for multiple answer questions offers the Range option for assigning point values. This option provides the ability to award a subjective number of points within a predefined range of values. We'll use a simple checkbox with set point values for this question. Let's assign 2 points for each response. In multiple answer questions like this one, all the points combine to make the total available points for the question. Now let's add a final yes/no question. Alright, so far we've covered three basic question types: yes, no, single answer, and multiple answer. And we've added point values and NA responses. Let's talk about the notes field before discussing three more question types. The application automatically adds a notes field at the top of each evaluation form to let evaluators type general notes about the call. But you can also add a notes field to a specific question, which lets evaluators comment directly on that question. This is most helpful for finesse questions where they might want to explain why the agent received the score they did. To add a notes field, click the Notes checkbox beside the question and configure its height in lines. You can also add a notes-only question, which allows comments for a particular category. Let's add a notes-only question in the opening category. And we'll label the field Comments on Opening Procedures. None of the notes field or notes-only questions can have point values assigned. Another type of question is a no-response question, which is simply a text label. It can be used to provide instructions or guidance within the context of the evaluation form. Here we'll add a reminder about the multiple answer question in the process category. Like the notes-only field, you can't assign points to these. The final question type is the bonus negative. These let the evaluator add extra points with a positive value, like an extra credit question on a test, or remove points from the overall score with a negative value. Left unselected, the bonus negative question does not apply. Here we've created a negative 10-point value question to remove 10 points for use of inappropriate language. Note that the only available style is the checkbox, and the values box contains a negative number. In this video, you've learned about foundation questions, which can be answered by direct observation, finesse questions, which require the subjective judgment of the evaluator, yes-no questions, single answer questions, multiple answer questions, notes fields and notes-only questions, no response questions for text labels in your forms, and bonus negative questions for optionally adding or subtracting points from evaluations. You also saw that you can assign point values for different responses and that you have the option to use NA as a response. Now you're ready to add questions to evaluation template categories. Be sure to watch the video on best practices for evaluation template planning to ensure that you are properly measuring distinct skills.